Hello everybody, this is the first of two videos teaching you how to set up the Science and Seance Society. This particular video is going to be for how the Science player sets up their side of the board to start the game. The Seance player will have a separate video following this one. The first thing that you want to do as the Science player is you want to go ahead and locate this white tarot card. The Science player only has one tarot-sized card that is part of their setup, and that is their reference card. As you can see, one side features the actual steps of their turn. The other side features the iconography that will make translating the other cards in the game a little bit easier. We're going to go ahead and set this side up first, and we'll talk about why here in just a second. But locate that, set it in your field of play. Next, you want to locate the 18 gear cards, so named because they all have gears on the front of them. So you'll see that they come in two varieties. There's a light gray deck and a dark gray deck. You want to separate those decks, and then you want to shuffle them up. So we're going to shuffle the light gray deck first here, and we're going to deal out 4 cards from this deck. All of the rest of the cards that are left over will go back into the box. Then we want to do the same thing with the dark gray deck. We're going to shuffle it up. And in this case, we only want to deal out 3 cards. And then the rest of those cards that are remaining, we want to put back into the box. Now, this is what we get to choose our starting gears from. The Science player is specifically trying to complete their gear cards before the Seance player completes their victory condition. So we're going to get to kind of draft a little bit here to customize exactly what we're looking at as far as our gear cards. We're only going to be playing with 5, and we're going to be, to get down to our 5, we're going to be eliminating 1 light gray card and 1 dark gray card from this setup to determine our final 5. So this is one of the reasons why I want the icon sheet here, because it gives you an idea of what the abilities are in the middle of the gears, which may help sway your decision. In addition, it gives you a little bit of idea of what the gears here require and what may be difficult to do at the same time. So as you can see, all of our dark gray gears are color-based. You'll also notice all of the light gray gears are just independent dice spaces. All of these have equal signs, which means that we can do a little bit more determining of what we want to put there. However, if we've placed a black 1 here, these also need to be black 1s because all of the dice need to be equal. So, while this one here is 3 whites and this one is 3 whites, this one is any 3 whites. This one is 3 whites that are all the same number. Saying that, these two, both being in our tableau, is probably going to be incredibly difficult, seeing as how they are specifically both looking for white dice, and we only have so many white dice in the game. It will drastically limit the amount of white dice we can use anywhere else. So if we keep one, we probably don't want the other. So what I'm looking at here is, this is 1, 2, 3, all 3s, and then a 4, 5, and 6. These aren't actually that bad as far as abilities go, so I think I'm probably going to get rid of this one, just so that it's not in conflict with that. So the one that we don't pick, we will return to the box in its appropriate deck. And then now we have to choose one of these to go away. So we can choose all white, all white, all black, or 1 red, 1 white, 1 black, all of the same number. This one lets us determine color. These let us determine numbers when we complete them. And since all of these are number-based, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. And we'll go ahead and return it to the box. And this will determine our final 5 goals that we will actually use for this particular game. So as you can see, we still have all of these goals set aside in the box that we aren't using. This gives the Science player a little bit more control over their starting conditions, since they're the one dealing with more randomness with dice. But it also means that there's a little bit more replayability. It's not the same goals every time. So it gives you a few more options as far as the setup goes for the Science player. Now that we have the 5 goals that we're shooting for in order to complete our side of the game and win, we can go ahead and start putting out the other components. So the first thing we want to do is go ahead and put out our markers here. These are what is going to let us note when we have completed a goal. So we'll just go ahead and put it right there in that little circle. We only have 4 of these because once we complete the 5th goal, we've won the game, so there's no need to mark all 5 as being completed. If we have 4, the 5th one's done, we win. Next, we want to go ahead and take the one-time use ability cards for the science player. They are red mini cards. There are 3 of them, and you just want to set those in your play area. You're only ever going to use 2 of these over the course of a game, but we'll go more into that during gameplay. Just for now, know that these are one-time use cards that you will have on hand. Next, we want to go ahead and take our screen and set it up on our side. And then, finally, we want to go ahead and take all of our dice and put them into the bag. I just usually store them in the bag since it's a convenient way to transport them. But once they're all in the bag, we want to shake the bag up and we want to take 4 dice out. So there's my 4 dice. And we want to roll those behind the screen. So, at the beginning of every science player's turn, they will already have dice behind their screen. This gives them the opportunity to do some more planning as far as exactly what they want to achieve on their turns. It's also the screen shields them so the science player doesn't know exactly what the science player has. So in this case, we have what might be a decent setup to get 2 of the same die in white on this card. Not a bad way to start, honestly, given what we have back here. We also have a 6, which could go in one place, and a 2, which has a place that it could go, so we could potentially use all of these dice pretty easily. There are also some other ways that you can use your dice to specifically hamper the seance player, which we will go into a little bit more when we go through the gameplay video, which you'll see after this one in the playlist. So, once we've got our dice rolled behind our player screen, the final thing is to just go ahead and take the bag with the rest of the dice and set it somewhere that is convenient for you to reach. Again, you'll only ever be rolling dice at the end of your turn in order to determine what dice you're going to have available for your next turn. So you just want to have that somewhere that's within reach that you can easily access it at the end of all of your turns. And this concludes the setup for the science player. We'll detail the setup for the seance player in the next video.